Putin to arm nations against Western powers. Moscow makes an offer to anti-West nations. What Medvedev and Putin's strong words mean. Moscow is prepared to provide long-range missile and other powerful weapons to enemies of the United States if Ukraine uses weapon-supplied arms to strike Russian territory, according to the stark warning from former Russian President Dmitry Medvedev and the current President Vladimir Putin. Dmitry Medvedev, who now serves as the deputy chair of Russia's Security Council, said arming the West enemies will represent a rather significant change in Russia's foreign policy in response to US and allies arming Ukraine. Now may the United States and its allies experience firsthand the direct use of Russian weapons by third parties, Medvedev stated, leaving unstated which group or region can receive the arms but calling them friend, opposing the Yankee land and their co-enemies. Putin himself first raised the possibility of this asymmetric response during a press conference on Wednesday with foreign journalists in Moscow. He questioned why Russia shouldn't have the right to supply weapons to entities that can strike sensitive facilities in Western nations. If someone thinks that it is impossible to supply such weapon to the war zone to attack our territory and create problem for us, why don't we have the right to supply weapons of the same class to region of the world where there could be strike on sensitive facilities of those countries? Putin asked rhetorically. The Russian president claimed that the US and allies are already effectively controlling when and where Ukraine's NATO-supplied weapons are going to be fired, despite denial of direct involvement. He warned that providing long-range missiles and enabling Ukrainian strikes into Russia will be a recipe of a very serious problem. The threat appears to be in retaliation for recent Western concession allowing Ukraine to attack Russian-occupied territories such as Crimea. Putin has accused Western countries in aiming to destroy Russia by any means possible. And so Russia would first boost its own air defenses against Western missile supplies, Putin stated, before potentially turning to similar weapons transfer, enabling proxy forces to hit the US and allies. If Western provocations continue, then we have the right to act in a similar way, he warned. While the Kremlin has not explicitly endorsed Medvedev's hard-line rhetoric, his comments reinforce Moscow's increasingly confrontational stance as the protracted Ukraine war grinds on with no diplomatic solution in sight.
Subscribe to Oneindia channel and never miss an update.